Hi there and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which is Thursday the 28th of April. So we'll start with the FTSE, and we said that the FTSE had seen a strong buy-in from the 72.95 to 73.04 support area, and initial resistance today was at 74.81 to 88, with the main resistance at 75.12 to 75.22. In between the main support and main resistance areas, it is fairly choppy and there is no clear areas to look for good trade locations. So let's go and have a look at today's action on the FTSE. Okay, so as you can see on the FTSE, we opened up around this 81 to 88 initial resistance area, and we pushed straight down from that area. So we held that resistance area initially. We then came up and we just chopped around quite a bit. There was a continuation pattern of sorts here. Now, as I say, because we held this, if you'd managed to get short on this from this resistance zone, you could quite easily have targeted this zone below. That would have been a nice trade there. If you were holding lower, you certainly would have been risk managed. You would have certainly taken some profits or into this area as well to book to make sure you made some money on that trade. If you had looked to try and get long for this this zone up here, the main resistance zone, there was a continuation pattern here. However, I just would not really be taking that. As I said, from this main resistance and from the main support, there really wasn't too much in terms of good trade location areas. So, and as you can see, this was fairly choppy. We finally managed to get sort of acceptance above here, but it was still very corrective, and there was always the potential for a strong push down below this zone and creating a false break. With this price action, it was, although you'd seen the acceptance, there wasn't anything really impulsive about it to take it into that zone. We then got this push down, and we got a really nice reversal pattern here from this support zone, and that was the catalyst to take it up higher into that zone. Now, there was actually a couple of things once we got into this zone. You can see that this zone has held as resistance really nicely. So the main resistance has held today. There was a nice reversal pattern here, and that actually triggered in. Now, depending on how you played this, is whether this would have been a winner or a loser. If you just had your stop above the highs of that bar, then this is going to be a losing trade. If you had your stop above the zone, then this would be working out and playing quite nicely. There then was a really nice reversal pattern just here, and this is a trade that I actually took myself as well. And notice how we just took out the liquidity from that area there, just made a slightly higher high, grabbed the liquidity, put in that nice impulsive bearish candle, reversal candle, and then that was the move. That was the trigger to sell back down into this zone here. So that was the FTSE. Now let's go and have a look at the DAX. So with the DAX, we said a sustained break above 13,840 to 865, and we potentially have a reversal on a higher time frame setting up. We said all the time we were above this zone, we could see moves to initial resistance at 13,965 to 990. And then 14,165 to 190, which is the main resistance for today. And then we spoke about if we got breaks below 13,840 to 865. So let's go and have a look at the DAX today. So on the DAX, we got the break above that 13,840 to 865 area at the open, and we actually then pushed on higher. We pushed up into the initial resistance zone at 965 to 990, but we got no reversal pattern there. So if you'd managed to get long, there was actually a beautiful continuation pattern here from that 84 to 865 area, but it was in the pre-market session, so we didn't get hold of that one, unfortunately. There was also another continuation pattern here, breaking above that zone, and then to target up towards that 965 to 990 initial resistance. But notice here we did set up a signal, but it never triggered from that initial resistance area. So we then pushed higher. However, we haven't made it up to this 165 to 190 main resistance zone today. We did get a bit of a reversal here on the retest of that initial resistance area, so resistance turned support. So that was a potential trade there. Again, depending on how you managed this, how you traded this, whether this could have probably been a break-even trade, maybe you were able to get enough room there to book some profits and make sure you profited on this a little bit. But it never quite reached that what would have been the ultimate target at the next zone above or even up here. But certainly enough room to start managing that trade and reducing risk. Other than that, we've now broken back down. You have got a reversal pattern here from that zone, which was the key area this morning. Notice again though how we set up a reversal, set up a continuation. Again, this is not one that I would be taking, having held that support zone. Got the push down, grabbed the liquidity again, and now we're pushing higher. So there's quite a lot to digest there on the DAX. There was a really nice trade on the FTSE. That was probably the trade of the day. This DAX there's a few opportunities, but nothing really what I would sort of suggest is high probability. But some nice sort of patterns just in isolation, just to build those pattern recognition skills. In fact, probably the best trade on the DAX was probably this first one, which was in a pre-market session, but we don't trade the pre-market session, so we missed this one. Anyway, so I hope you found this useful. We've got a big announcement coming up tomorrow, which is in relation to this Keyzone service. So if you're not already, come join the Keyzone Traders community and make sure you get the update as to what the announcement will be, or follow us on social media where we'll also be making that announcement. It's going to add some more great value to this service at no extra cost for you guys. So if you're getting use and value from these reports, please comment, share, let me know what you think. Come join us on social media and click on the link in the box below to join the Keyzone Traders community. And as I say, we're going to be making an announcement tomorrow, which will be adding even more value to this service. So I'm looking forward to that and really excited to be bringing that out as well. So I hope you found this useful, and I will speak to you again tomorrow. Cheers.